blessed with people with great intelligence. We are blessed with all manners of resources, and yet we have so many problems. And it's not as if the people in authority are not trying their best. They're doing as much as humanly possible.
Pastor Enoch Adeboye, while being hosted by the Kaduna State Governor Ubasani, said, and quote, "It has become clearer to us that the problem our nation is facing is more than political. Our problem will require a bit of spiritual solution. We as a country are blessed. We are blessed with people with great intelligence. We are blessed with all manners of resources, and yet we have so many problems. And it is not as if people in authority are not trying their best. They are trying as much as humanly possible." Well, this is his opinion, Pastor Adeboye's opinion, or his new narrative. But there's one thing that cannot be correct in his statement. He said politicians are doing their best. They are doing their best, that is humanly possible. By using the word or the phrase humanly possible, it means that no one in Nigeria or around the world can achieve better than Nigeria politicians are currently doing. That is what Pastor Adeboye's statement implied by saying they are doing what is humanly possible. So I disagree with that word 100%, and I put it is totally wrong and not correct. Using the word or phrase that they are trying their best. No, this is not the best that can be gotten from Nigeria. This is not the best that can emanate from Nigeria citizens. This is not the best that the Nigerians expect. There are Nigerians who are more intelligent, who can do a million times better than the Nigerian current day politicians are currently doing. I repeat, Nigerians are intelligent and very smart people, and which is well known all over the world. So this is not our best. Before we get to the reason why this statement of Pastor Adeboye are incorrect, let's go into things he said in the past or what he did in the past. So guys, I want you to patiently listen to this. I want to prove to us why this statement of Pastor E.A. Adeboye is totally incorrect, or why the statement is totally incorrect, this statement, or why he's trying to change the narrative. I want to estray the things he said about previous administration. Let's start from 2020. In 2020, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, he protested against the insecurity in the country at a time during Buhari administration. But that time, Pastor E.A. Adeboye didn't think that Nigeria had a bit of spiritual problem. He felt it was a human problem. He felt that those who were managing the security apparatus of the country at that time weren't doing enough. As the reason he protested. So, by this time, Pastor E.A. Adeboye protested. He didn't feel it was a spiritual problem. He felt it was a human problem. Because those managing the security apparatus, it felt to him they weren't doing enough, which is not bad. And of course, with a retinue of bodyguard and security around him. In April 2022, Pastor Adeboye said that Buhari was driving Nigeria towards economic collapse. That Nigeria was moving steadily towards bankruptcy. He also said that 80% what should be, just should be the nation's income, the income is going to, the pocket is going to into the pocket of some elements. So what that means is this: it means 80% of what should have been the nation's income is entering the pocket of some people, the pocket of some politicians. That is a huge money. He also said that it is an open secret, undenied. More than 90% of the money we get, more than 90% of the income we get from the leftover crude oil. What that means is more than 90% of our annual income, for the money we get from our leftover crude oil, we are using it to pay the interest of money we have already borrowed. And he went further to say that it is in the news that we are borrowing more. All this Pastor Adeboye saw in April 2022. He didn't feel that it has any spiritual undertone. He felt it was a matter of the people madly managing the affairs of the nation at that time. In November 2022, Pastor Adeboye said that Nigeria doesn't even make sense, anymore. He said the naira, our naira, it doesn't even worth the paper is being printed on. Now, please permit me to read what Pastor Adeboye said at that time, November 2022. He said, and I read, our naira now is not even worth the paper it is printed on. Why people are hungry trying to find enough money to buy bread to eat, our bosses are thinking of making the naira more beautiful that it is. Even if it can't buy bread, at least it will look beautiful. We need to ask God for mercy because what's going on in our country, it doesn't even make sense anymore. All this Pastor Adeboye said at that time. In summary, he criticized the Buhari government at that time that they should have found ways, to increase the value of the naira. So what he was saying in essence regard this is this: the Buhari government, should by all means, look for ways to increase the value of the naira instead of printing more new naira notes that will be beautiful. You understand? Meanwhile, it has no value. So these are just the things Pastor Adeboye said, about the past administration, past government, the past few years, as every other citizen will do, which is their own right under democracy to speak truth to power, to speak to the government. Telling the government, the hard truth that they should do things in certain ways is the right of every citizen. So Pastor Adeboye wasn't wrong on all that. All right. So, but my point is, why Pastor Adeboye was busy saying this at that time, he didn't think all this issue that was, that was befalling the country at that time. He didn't feel that they had any spiritual undertone under past administration. Why the spiritual undertone right now under the Yoruba administration, which he even kidnapped, which he even stole, and he didn't win. So, in all honesty, it raises a question. Why is Pastor Adeboye seeing things differently now? Despite the fact that all the issues he raised in the past are still very present now and even worse. Why is he seeing things differently? Why is he not trying to change his phrase? Why is he not trying to change the narrative? Is it because a Yoruba is the one that is there? Let's be fair to ourselves, fellow citizens. Are things not worse now compared to 2022? Is the naira not more valueless now compared to how it was in 2022? When it comes to economy, somebody told me yesterday that yesterday a bag of rice, to use naira to buy a bag of rice, now 97,000 naira. Are things not worse now? The price of bread, as I went, Pastor Adeboye made that statement. Right now in 2024, it has skyrocketed, it has doubled. Likewise, beans, likewise, rice, like I just quoted. Rice as at 2022 was around, around 30-something thousand to 40,000. But right now, rice is 97,000 under 8 months of the Yoruba man. Why is our man of God see things differently? The problem I have, I'm a man of God, but the problem I have with most of you Christians who will be listening to this, I am not a hypocrite. Like, I'm not a bloody hypocrite. Pastor Adeboye is a citizen like I am. So if you don't be a bloody fool to come here and tell me he's a father, he's a father. If I hear that thing, I go so curse. I'm not only curse, I go curse your ancestor. Do you understand? He's a fellow citizen that is entitled to his opinion. Just when I'm a fellow citizen, I'm entitled to my opinion in this issue. Imagine the way things have practically tripled, including the price of petrol compared to how much it was being sold in 2022. So I asked, how is it possible that politicians are doing their best? How is it possible that Tinubu is doing his best by making life worse for the citizen, making things difficult for the city compared to how it was as of January last year, compared to how it was 8 months ago before he kidnapped the power? So the problem I have here, the question I'm asking, what went wrong? If Pastor Adeboye could criticize Buhari as of 2022, where things were a bit even more better, now that things are worst. Citizens are in pains. They are in that gold. They can, some person can barely eat food every day. Tinubu, the Yoruba president, he has thrown Nigerian citizens and done. He has thrown many to a position that they have become executive beggars online. Executive, they can barely eat a square meal a day. When you can no longer, you are looking around, rather than you have to beg. That many are begging. So why is Pastor Adeboye saying things differently? If he could criticize the Buhari as at that time, which I've given you guys the proofs, if he could criticize him as at that time, what went wrong now? What went wrong? Why change the narrative now? No spirit manipulated Tinubu when he decided to remove subsidy. No spirit also manipulated him when he decided to subsidize Hajj. It is unbelievable that people can no longer move around Nigeria for tourism. Even fellow citizens, they cannot move around. Many people, they parked their cars at home. They don't have money to buy petrol in their car. They don't have money to take transport. But here is somebody that calls himself a president subsidizing Hajj for people to go on tourism in another man's state, in another man's country, where people cannot travel within their own country. People cannot move around within their own country. Which spirit manipulated him? Which spirit? Isn't that the height of imbecility? When you are subsidizing money for some person to go on Hajj. Meanwhile, you are removing subsidy for your people to be able to move around the country, for people to go, as our tourism is completely dead. Our tourism. So, which spirit manipulated Tinubu? Which spirit? And yet, Pastor Adeboye said, this is our best. Yes, when people travel for Hajj in far away Saudi Arabia, they are on tourism. Their economy benefits. Their people benefit. In Nigeria, where Tinubu is sponsoring tourism for people to go tourism in other country, but in Nigeria, people can no longer go to work. People are resigning from their job en masse because they don't have transport. They are resigning en masse. Why? Because of the increase in petrol. In all honesty, this is insane. Tourism is not that much country. If you want to go on tourism is for those who are wealthy. Tourism is for those who can afford it. This can be real that the Tinubu Pablo Escobar is subsidizing such gesture for them. Meanwhile, his own cities cannot move around. This can be real. Tinubu cannot be under any spell. He's doing all this because he lacks the wisdom, he lacks the ability, he lacks the intelligence to move the country forward. He has nothing upstairs. As far as I'm concerned, he's demented, he's dead. And the likes of Adeboye, maybe because of ethnic bigotry or whatever, I don't care. They are careful, they are scared. So at this time, is this the time one should stand on the fence? It's not the time for one to speak on behalf of the masses who are languishing in pain and agony. It's not the time. You as a Nigerian hearing such from Pastor Adeboye's man, does it sit well with you? But with the Christian, the problem we are just too hypocritical. You will say, yeah, because Papa has spoken to him with such a word. At this time, you are trying to cover for such a man because of ethnicity. When you are seeing obvious incompetence, you are seeing lack of empathy, incompetence. You are seeing it, and you are trying to cover for such a one spiritual problem. Where was it? Why did Pastor Adeboye say spiritual problem? Other Buhari was criticizing. Why the spiritual problem now? Why the spiritual order too now? How can someone that's supposed to be working for the interest of Nigeria be working for other country? This can be real. Why our politicians so heartless? Why subsidizing the business of other country? But in your own country, companies are living a mouse. In your country, people are losing their lives. Why? Because of hunger. This can be a spiritual problem to me. This is a complete lack of competence. So please, the likes of Pastor Adeboye should stop insulting the intelligence of Nigeria. They are free to insult your intelligence to all those who are papai. But to me, they should stop insulting our intelligence. They should stop insulting the Nigerians' intelligence. We are more than this. We are too intelligent and smart for such a thing. We are too intelligent for this place. Thank you for watching. I don't want this video to be longer than this. Please, if this video, if it makes sense, comment at this comment section and make sense. If it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, also comment at the comment section. Please do your best and share this video until you get to the ears of our wicked politicians and the ear of the likes of Pastor E.A. Adeboye. Thank you.